Hello, how are you doing today? This is Gideon. I am over at the WW, which is Wild West Roleplay Sims in Second Life. My character is a Border Collie. Now, the avatar is a TWI wolf with a Border Collie add-on to give me the appearance of the Border Collie. The fluffy hair on my cheeks, the fluff on my chest, the fluff on my legs, the textured body to resemble a border collie. He got a cute little bandana on. Now, let me go in my inventory. I am wearing a skin, a bald base, a set of eyes, the bandana, the cute little bandana that he's wearing around his neck. Okay, there's the bandana. The tail, as you see, TWI Timberwolf tail, the head, the body, the left back leg, left front leg, right back leg, right front leg, the right ear, the left ear, the invisible layer that goes over all avatars, or you would see the body sticking through like that. Let me go back here and find my invisible body or layer to put back on him. Which all mesh avatars has it, they got mesh bodies, human bodies, they've got mesh female bodies, and they all, mesh clothing, they all have the invisible alpha layers. I got the shape on. I've got my L over here. I got my sound player so that when I type he makes a barking sound. There's my collie fluff on each cheek, the fluff on the legs, my WW HUD, and the WW meter. That is all my worn items. Now, the WW meter has the conditioning, which is stamina, and the red bar is your health. Now, as have tried to explain to several different people how to combat with or against the animals here, is most people already know how to hotkey their weapons. But if you don't, I'll just give you a quick rundown. Use for example the WW melee on and off. The meter comes with these two gestures. You just open them up, go to the shortcut key, mine's preset to F2, activate. That's melee on. I've got for melee off is the F3 button. So now, whenever I hit my F2, my melee's on and it says it above my head. Hit F3, melee's off. Now let's go over here to what this says. My damage is 6%. The range is 3 meters. That means if I get 3 meters, 2.9, so on and so on, my melee can damage you. but I have to get within 3 meters. That seems like it's a lot, but it's not really that much, especially when you're fighting. You have to get, on basically on top of a person whenever you're fighting, and all we animals have is a melee to do damage. Well, now, of course, humans have ranged weapons, bows, crossbows, pistols, shotguns, double barrel shotguns, rifles, so on and so on. Now, let me go back to my walk. We have a walk, standard. Then we have a little cute little trot. I'm hitting a little bit of lag. Just hit quite a bit of lag then. Then we have our run. Our run is a little faster than a human, but it's not crazy fast. We don't run through walls or into buildings or magically disappear or anything like this. And you gotta forgive me, I am on a desktop right now trying to do all this, so I'm experiencing some lag. And our avatars are very high in scripts, um, which will cause us to lag more so than a human. Now, I've explained to humans the best way to defend against animals. Since our melee, our only weapon, will not hurt you unless we're 3 meters or closer. 3.1, no damage. 3.2, no damage. And as I, stated before, 3 meters seems like it's quite a bit of distance. But when you're fighting, it's not really. You know, it doesn't seem to be that big of a distance, because we have to be right on top of, a human or another animal or whatever to do any damages. And like I was saying, I've explained to other humans that, well, it's unfair that animals run faster. Well, obviously, we're role-playing as these characters. People are role-playing as humans. People are role-playing as horses. People are role-playing as dogs. People are role-playing as wolves. Panthers, birds. Well, anyways, some are going to have different advantages than others. Humans have range weapons. If I'm 90 meters away from a person, they can shoot me. If I'm 80 meters, they can shoot me. If I'm 40, 50, 60, they can shoot me. I can't do nothing. An animal cannot do anything to that human until they're on top of that person, biting them or whatever. So, people's like, well, animals have an unfair advantage because they're faster than a human. Well, obviously, like I was saying, these people haven't never had to get out and chase a dog down, or chase a horse down, or anything like that. Because I've had to chase my dogs and my cattle and my horses growing up down, and it was almost useless, you know. Unless that dog turned around and came back to me, that dog was gone. Unless it was a beagle or something like that, and them beagles can be pretty quick too. Now, the thing is a human needs to shoot a dog or whatever animal that's attacking at that distance. Once they get like 4 or 5 meters close to them, they need to hit that F2 button and boom, go into melee mode. Start whacking away on that animal. The animal will retreat, you know, if they start getting down low enough to try to let their meter regenerate a little bit, just like a human meter would. Humans will do the same thing. They start getting pounded pretty good, they'll retreat and let or try to get to, you know, a safe place and let their meter build up. Well, while that animal is trying to or you know, get to a safe spot or whatever, start filling him, you know, switch back to your guns. Start filling that dog or, you know, cat or whatever full of lead. You know, sometimes they'll see that you're doing quite a bit of damage to them, and depending on how low their meter is, go over and jump on, you know, the next, you know, somebody close by that's got a weaker meter and try to get that person down, and then come back and try to work on you some more. But if you keep that rule in hand, you know, if an animal is 4 or 5 meters and approaching you to attack, don't use your guns, because your guns, once they're on top of you, is basically useless unless you get a ricochet off of a close by building or, you know, off the ground or, you know, something like that. The guns and bullets have a safety, you might as well call it, into it. So whenever you point directly down at the ground, you won't shoot yourself. And because of that reason, you're not going to affect that dog with your gun or that cat. So whenever they're 4 or 5 meters and advancing, use that hotkey. Go into melee mode. You've already gotten them, you know, some damage on them whenever they were coming up to you, because they can't do nothing at all until they get on top of you. They can't hurt you. So their only line of defense, or their, you know, only a thing that helps them, is their speed, where they run a little bit faster. Not, like I said, and as you see, not crazy fast or anything like that, but they are a little faster than a human, like one would be in real life. The only thing that the animal has going for them is that if you take that away from them, then they can, you know, if you know, they start coming out with sim owners and admins start saying, well, animals can't use that, then the animals will start leaving because they have no way of defending themselves. Because without it, they're just walking targets. They cannot get advance close enough to do any damage, and they cannot retreat if somebody was to randomly attack them. They cannot retreat quick enough to safety. That is their only line of defense, where humans have guns that will reach them from, you know, 6 meters to 90 meters away. That is a human's advantage. But if humans will do the suggestions that I'm saying about once an animal gets within that distance of that person, and use them hotkeys to switch from your weapons to your melee, and then whenever the animal retreats, switch back to your weapons. There will be less problems. If I can help in any other ways, give me an IM, and I will try my best. Have a good afternoon. Gideon out.